sometimes when I do Zoom meetings, it feels like my outfit is a mullet because it's like,
Uh-huh.
business on the top, party on the bottom.
Right.
Like, don't
Right.
don't look at there, you know. Let's test out the screen recording thing
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
just to be
With
on the
the
safe side because I would really hate to fuck that up.
yeah, no, that's why I was like, let's just like figure it out as we're doing it, but at the same time, let's make sure we're doing it right.
Yeah, it probably would be helpful if I had this stuff on my iPad. So
Oh.
maybe let's start there.
It's in the Dropbox.
Hey everyone, it's Tori from Calypso Creative Planning, and I've got a special video for you today. So I've got a special guest. Did I say special twice? Yes. Anyways, got a special guest. You're going to get to see me interact with Vicky from Simply Nerdy Events, and we're going to talk about life and planner stuff, wedding stuff, and our new wedding planning launch that's coming out, well, this week. So stay tuned. How are we doing
Let's
this?
look at this. I don't know. What do you want to do first? You want to look at the planner? You want to just talk about how we met first? What do you want to talk about? We want to talk about how we're both victorious?
I still don't know, like that feels crazy. And especially because you know another Victoria in my life,
Uh-huh.
not counting you, I've
Hmm.
only ever met two other Victorias. That's it.
Really?
My entire life. It's
Well,
crazy.
your entire life.
My entire life. You're the
You
third
didn't have like even
Victoria.
a friend who had an Aunt Vicky or something?
Nope. I mean,
That's weird.
there's a Vicky somewhere in the family friend bubble,
Uh-huh.
but I don't
Yeah.
know that her name is Victoria. I think it's just, I
Oh.
think it's just Vicky.
Yeah. No, I actually know a few Victorias. I actually know even another
Crazy.
Victoria. I know
What?
four Victorias right now that I like actually can talk to.
That's
I
crazy.
actually five. That's
What?
so weird. Yeah. So okay, so when I worked at Starbucks, I worked with a Victoria, but she went by Tori as well.
Oh, yeah.
And then my husband works with a Victoria, but she goes by Victoria. She doesn't go by anything else.
Yeah.
And then the photographer Victoria, I know, whenever we do events together, she goes by Tori and I go by Vicky.
That's
So
crazy.
yeah, and I grew up with a friend named Victoria too. So it just like
That's
I've known a lot of Victorias in my life.
that's
And I was like, oh,
insane.
it's such a common name. Like I'm not
What?
unique. I want to be Vicky because that's unique and I want to be different because that was like my vibe.
Wow. I grew up as Vicky.
Mm.
Like I was Vicky, but not how you spell it. Mine was
Oh, okay.
Vikki. That was
Oh, I
me.
love that though.
And
That
when
is
I
cute.
was like first learning to write, I used to get in trouble in school because I would write it backwards. And not just backwards, but
Like
mirrored,
everything. Oh, mirrored.
mirrored and
Nice.
backwards, like the whole thing, whole shebang. And but my
Weird.
grandfather refused to call me Vicky. He's like, her name is Victoria.
Mm.
That is what she
Yep.
will be called. But
Yeah.
then later on, like much later, it probably happened. We're talking in the last, maybe the last 10 years. He just randomly one day called me Tori. And I was like, oh my gosh, what has happened? Like it was just like,
Yeah, my parents
I'm
don't
like,
call
look
me
how
by
close we are.
Vicky
Like,
either. It's very rare. I mean, it's very rare that my parents say my name out loud now as an
yeah.
adult, but I think when they refer to me, they always refer to me as Victoria. But even my husband doesn't call me Vicky or Victoria. Like it's very, very rare where
Yeah.
he'll be referring to me in like the third person, even though I'm here,
Yeah.
or to someone, and
Yeah.
he'll be like, "Oh yeah, I'm Vicky," and I'm like, "What the fuck? You just said my name. I don't like that. I don't know if I like that."
Yeah.
And then I always say to him, like, is it weird that you're dating a Vicky? Like, is it weird? Does my name ever like affect your perception of me? And he was like, no. And I was like, oh, okay. Cause I feel like it does.
I feel like most people, like, I don't remember what year I just put a stop to the whole Vicky thing. Like, I just,
Really?
well, yeah, because in school I used to get called Picky Vicky all the time. And I'm
Ooh,
like,
ooh,
no,
yeah.
let's just not with that.
That's
So
well, yeah. I
at
mean, I
some
grew up with
point,
Icky
I
Vicky from
grew
Fairly Odd
up or
Parents. Yeah.
something,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
was like,
No,
no, I'm
for real.
Victoria now. And
Yeah.
then in like sixth grade, I had a friend, she just randomly one day gave me the nickname of Tori, and it's like, oh, let's go with that. And so that
Yeah,
has
like
just
that's
like
better,
stuck
much
ever
better for a
since.
nickname.
Yeah.
Well, see, I had a
So
friend in middle
everyone calls me
school
that.
who, yeah, I used to be VK, like it was just V and K.
Oh,
And then
okay.
she used to call me that a lot. And that was just like her thing. And then my best friend growing up was always, it was always Victoria Lynn. It was always Victoria Lynn because she was so country. And her
Oh,
name was
oh yeah,
Devin.
you got to do the
So
two names then.
oh, it's the two.
Yes,
Oh, it
the
was,
two
and I'm
names.
like, we're from Florida. We're pretending to be country.
Yeah.
Do not like, but she loved it. She was always like, Victoria Lynn, Victoria Lynn, Victoria Lynn. And I'm like, okay, calm down.
It also
But
does blow my mind that we've got the same middle name too,
that
spelled
is the
differently.
weirder part.
But
That,
that, yeah,
yeah,
that's
that is
yeah,
super weird. But you also spelled a little different, which I like.
yeah. So it's one N, no E,
Yes.
because
Yeah.
mom wanted us to be different.
Oh, I
Like,
like that.
because that's very different.
Classy.
That's
Yeah.
like bold. Like, it's bold.
Ooh, less
Like,
syllables,
yeah.
less
So
numbers,
her middle name is
less.
Lynn too. So she's like
Oh,
passing
okay.
that along to me.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
mine is like my grandma's or something like that. Like her middle name is also Lynn, but I
Yeah.
like it because I would
I
probably
like
go
it.
by Lynn. Like if I
Yeah.
had like if I had more of a um or if I was trying to be like I know there's an alter ego of myself
Oh,
or
yep.
like
Got one of
a
those too.
like or like a in the multiverse of me's like
Mhm.
there's an alternate reality where I go by line 100%.
Hmm.
I've dreamed about it like 3 or 4 times
Interesting.
where
Mine
my
is
name is
Zoe.
Line.
Mine is Zoe.
It's
Zoe. Yep. Yep.
weird.
Nope. That's true. It's totally it. Yep.
That's so weird. Isn't that
Yep.
weird?
So weird. Love it though.
So weird. But so
Yep.
yeah, I used to tag, so I used to in my creative, like being young and like reckless stages of my life, I used to like tag. I used to like actually graffiti and I would
Oh.
have like these little sketchbooks of me just graffitiing my name. And I always did Lynn with the E. And it was just like
Oh.
I did that all the time. And then it was Lion for a long time. So that's where my I think my subconscious brain was like, oh, you're Line. Like your name is Line. And I was like, what is wrong with my brain? That makes no sense. But I'm also a Leo and like I'm a Gryffindor and I've got a lion tattoo. So it's like my life has been like, I
Oh
don't know.
no.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
oh, life can be so
Funny.
crazy. But I mean, it was so weird when I reached out to you. I thought, I didn't even know your name, right? I mean, I just saw your business's name.
Oh.
And yeah, I mean, I didn't know you personally, so I kind of just like reached out. And then when you were like, oh, my name is also Victoria. And I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. I was like, when you reached out, I'm like, is this real? Like, is this a scam? I'm like, let's hit the Google.
They
Like,
can be scammy.
oh
I
yeah.
think,
I'm like,
yeah,
I mean, I get those emails all the time about like, hey, I've noticed your content, your website is amazing. And I'm like,
right.
you're on the one that I do
Thanks.
nothing to. Like, it's not
Right.
this one, it's like the other one. And I'm like, don't message me about how great my Instagram is and you want to contact me. And it's like my other one, not the planning one, but the other one that I
Right,
barely
right, right,
touched
right,
and
right,
ignored
right,
for years. I'm like, I know you're a
right,
scam. So well, when I
right.
got your email, I'm like, is this real? Like, who is this person? And then I'm like, Googling, and I'm like, oh, she has a website. She has this. She's real. Like, she's real. Although if you
Well,
ask
it's
my husband,
funny.
anyone online that I talk to, they're not real. Like,
Oh,
it's like all the
what?
time I'm like messaging Mandy on like
Oh,
Instagram
right,
or
yeah.
like Facebook Messenger, and
Yeah.
he's like, she's not real. I'm like, she's real. She's in a different stage. She's online, but she's real. Like
She's a
if
real person.
if she would ever move here, like if I could get Mandy to move here, like you would
Like we
see
would
she's
be real
real.
life friends.
Like we would be, I told my sister, I was like, we would be best friends. And she gave me like this glare of hate.
Oh
And she goes,
no.
bitch,
Oh
I'm your
no.
best friend.
Yeah. Do you
I'm
just have
like,
the one sister? Do you
she's
have just the one sister?
just the one, just the
Oh,
one.
okay.
And
Because I have
she's like,
two, and one would be like, "Oh, I'm so happy you have a best friend. You deserve a best friend." And the other one would be like, "Who the fuck?" Yeah, I have like one of each. I have like a good shoulder and a bad shoulder sister.
yeah, I just have the one. And like we're great now. We went
Yeah,
through a not so great period, but now it's like
yeah.
Love her to death.
Girls are hard though. I think sisters are hard. I mean, growing up, I'm only 2 years older than my middle sister, and then my
Oh,
youngest sister, I'm
wow.
5 years older than her. So we grew up really, really close, and our family was really, really close when we grew up. So, and we were always in competitive sports. We were always doing something. We were always super active, but for some reason, it was always comparison, comparison, comparison.
Oh,
And I think as sisters, it's like bred in us very young. I mean, like even with boys, I think just siblings in general, like because I
mhm.
know a lot of guys who compete with their brothers, and so when you have that kind of upbringing, it could either bring you really close together or it like drastically, drastically pulls you apart.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I get that, but I think also like as an adult, you kind of get to a different place in
Oh,
life
it's a
and you're
whole
like,
different thing when you're an adult. Because like
yeah,
when we were
yeah,
little, it's like when she was like little, because we're depending on the time of year, 5 to 6 years apart. Like depending on the
hmm
time of the year. Like that's
hmm
we're not
oh,
picking
that's how
5 or 6.
close. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
like
we're
how close.
we always say how old are we? Like how far apart? 5 or 6, depending on the year.
Uh-huh.
Like that's our
Yeah,
thing. That's what we say.
yeah,
But like
that's
when
cute.
she was like little bitty, loved her to death, didn't want to separate. And then there was like that, I got
Awkward
a little bit
teenage age
older
where,
and I didn't
yeah,
want to have anything to do with her. I was like, you cannot
right.
follow me. Do not come
Yeah,
around me.
yeah.
And then we like connected again. And then once I moved out of the house, it was like, yes,
hmm
yes, we are great. And
We're
then
so
it was
tight
like
now.
a weird, her spouse at the time, like that. It was just a weird situation. So
Uh-huh. Yeah.
our connection wasn't there, for a little
Right,
while. There was
right. Well, if
like a
she's not in a
years
good
of
place, it's hard to, yeah, that's
turmoil.
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now, like, we are the best. Like,
That's great.
it's
That's great. I
fantastic. Like,
actually
better
miss my
than
sisters a
ever.
lot.
So, love
Yeah,
it.
I miss them a lot because we moved away. So
Oh,
my middle sister's still in Florida with her wife, and then my other sister's in Tulsa, which is only like 2 or 3 hours away from here,
yeah.
but I don't get to see her as often. But I was probably the complete opposite where I was really, really close with my middle sister, who's like we're like quote unquote twins. We have like the same birthday but a day apart. Like
Oh,
we
wow.
celebrated our birthday every year together. Like we were really inseparable. Um, but when she went to college, all I did was try to like save our relationship and save our friendship. And she
Yeah.
kept growing as a person, and I'm over here still acting like I'm 13. And but I was also obsessed with being like that cool older sister. Like I was that sister. Like I was like, I had the car. I would pick you up at the skate park. Like I was like,
Mm,
let's go to the mall. Like
that wasn't
I
me.
was like, yeah, I was that girl for sure. Or I also feel like I kind of maybe it was just in my head, like maybe I wasn't a cooler sister at all, but I feel like in my because I don't know, you were an older sister too. I think being older or being, are
I
you
was
the
not,
oldest?
I was not cool. Like, no, no, I was not once
Stop.
in my life have I ever been cool. Like,
Oh,
I mean,
stop that.
my niece and nephew now might say, on a good day, they might say I'm cool. But,
Yeah. Aunt Tori
like,
is awesome.
yeah, like, no, never in my life have I ever
Oh yeah.
been
I mean, I
cool.
I took my
No,
sisters to concerts, to
and
like middle of
that's not
nowhere
me.
parties. Like I was that kind of, I try to be that kind of sister.
Yeah,
And
no, my sister, like if she was older, she would have been that kind of older sister.
yeah.
Like
But see, my
we're
sisters were so
opposites
good.
in that.
They
Yeah.
were all like both of them were just so good, like good kids. And maybe that was just because like I wasn't a very good kid, but they were both like really good kids. Like they didn't get in trouble. Like they didn't, I was the one getting in trouble. They weren't.
Yeah.
And so like maybe I was just a really good example. But yeah, I don't know. And maybe you'll have something to do with this too, but my younger sister, right? Like my middle sister,
Mhm.
everyone thinks is older than me all the time. They're like, "Oh, Amanda's the older one, right?" I'm like, "No, I'm 2 years older. I'm 2 years and a day older. Okay, like I'm very adamant.
It's
Okay,
like,
about being how old I am.
yes, you just got to hold on to that title. Yeah,
It's
no,
like, oh my god. Okay,
I had someone recently tell me the amazing chick that does my nails, love Pam
yeah.
to death. So I've got my sister go in there and like get her nails done every once in a while lately. Like she stopped for a while,
Oh,
but
like with you, like you guys go together, or like
yeah, so like
okay.
she'll like be on the other side of the salon and we're like chatting back and forth. And the past couple times, like Pippi's like, and she's older, right? I'm like, nope.
Mm,
And she's like,
no,
don't tell her I said that. Oops, Tippa, don't listen to this part. But yeah, no, but I think she has a different vibe because she's got two kids. and
Oh
she,
yeah, kids,
it's
man, I don't
it
know.
gives
I
you a
think it
different vibe,
really,
like automatically.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, automatically. And I think mentally, I don't know. I've talked to a few of my friends about this, but I feel like you mentally think you're a certain age comparatively to maybe what your age is. And
Yeah.
then I know that there's like stages of your life because like there's so many of my friends have like had kids and like gone off and like done all this other stuff with their lives.
Hmm.
And me and my husband are just like traveling and running businesses and like doing a totally different thing than like most of my friends are doing, at least most of my like college friends and high school friends or whatever. But um I think I'm like, yeah, they're kind of growing up. Like I'm over here like I don't really want to grow up. I'm very Peter Pan in that sense, I
Yeah.
guess, where I'm just like, I think growing up is just like a mindset. Like
Yeah.
you're just giving in to pretending to be an adult because I don't know if you get like everyone's just pretending. Like there is no being an adult. It's just pretending to be an adult you've seen before. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like you're not
just for
actually.
certain time periods, because I can only handle adulting for so long, and then it's like, leave me alone. I want to read my book.
No,
Like,
yeah, I'm like already ready to like hire someone to come clean my house on a monthly basis
oh,
because
yeah.
I just can't do it anymore. Like I
I've
used to be
thought
so
about that. I don't know
obsessed.
how many times, but then I'm like,
Oh, it's
I
worth
need to
it.
get
Oh,
it
it's
to a
worth every
certain level
dollar.
of clean before I'll let someone come in here and judge me as they clean it.
No,
You
I'm
know?
like, judge me. I run 4 businesses. Like, I don't have any time to
Yeah.
clean my own fucking house. No, listen, I just started paying someone to do my own taxes, Tori, and I can't tell
Oh,
you the
that's a game
mental
changer right
space.
there.
Oh my, the mental space my brain has
Oh,
been able to focus on other things than freaking out about that for
yeah.
months. Because somehow, as soon as all the W-2s start coming in, or as soon as the quarterly ends, right? I mean, do you do quarterly? Because I don't really even do quarterly.
I,
I just kind of do
well,
yearly.
yeah,
And
I
I swear it
do.
stresses me out.
Oh, it's crazy. Like my tax guy, I've been going to him for a few years now, and he is
Yeah.
amazing. And now we do everything
Yeah.
online, so I don't even have to like go in.
Right.
They've got like a
Right.
secure portal for their thing.
Same.
It's game
Same.
changer there.
Yeah.
But like
Same.
I keep really good records just because I can't not. It would drive me
Oh,
crazy.
I know.
And
I
so I
get you.
send
Yeah.
him like detailed summaries, and it doesn't take
Yeah.
him any time at all to like put everything together. He files
Right.
all of everything everywhere, so I don't even have to
Yeah.
deal with that. But I'm used to be really, really bad about doing like estimated payments, like estimated quarterly payments.
Girl,
And
just do it on QuickBooks. They'll literally do
well,
it for you.
yeah, but then you got to make sure you're categorizing things a certain way. And then like I would
True.
just forget
It's true.
and I would just like, well, I'm just gonna make this payment. They'll just give you this amount of
Oh,
money
I'll
and
just pay it.
I'll
And if it's too
just
much,
do
it's too
this,
much.
and so there have been times where I've completely ignored paying any throughout the year and just do it at the end. And
Yeah.
then I started doing, well, I'm just gonna throw this amount out and then I'm gonna throw
Yeah.
this amount out. And so
Right.
last year it was pretty close. The thing that like gets me with taxes is because like my husband works like a regular like W-2 type of job, so
Right.
he
Right. Same,
he
same.
will get a
Same, same.
refund,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, if
Does it not
if I
offset? Do you make
pay,
too much? Do you
well,
make too much?
no, I mean like we file jointly and if I
Yeah.
pay my quarterly taxes
Yeah.
in, then he'll get his refund. But if I don't, then
Oh,
it comes
yeah.
out of his refund to pay for it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like, on the one hand, it's like we're in this together. It's okay.
Oh,
But on
yeah.
the other hand,
100%.
it's like I feel bad you've worked and should be getting this refund and now you're not. So this
Yeah,
business,
but you're working too.
I know, but
And it's
like
a joint thing.
but
My
he's
husband's like,
paid
if we don't
his
have to owe at the end of the year, he's so happy. Because
yeah,
he's like, you
well,
make too much money.
yeah.
And if my taxes don't offset, like we like to break even.
Yeah.
Like, so he pays just exactly what he's supposed to. It's just a mindset.
Yeah.
Because you're only
Well,
getting a
yeah,
refund
it's
because you're
true.
overpaying
Yeah,
the
well, I
government.
mean that's true. That's true, but it's like I always feel like like his taxes are coming out of his paycheck. So that's coming out and he pays that in. And
Hmm.
so essentially he's paying his taxes with every paycheck. But
Hmm.
if it doesn't come, like if he doesn't get a refund, that means I wasn't paying my taxes from my
Mm.
paycheck. And so then
Right.
like it's this
I
mixed
mean,
feeling.
just sign him a check though if you feel bad then.
Well, that's what I've been doing. Anytime, like the past
Okay.
few times that we get a refund, I just give it to him. This time, we got a new stand-up freezer because I wanted that. Like we just did that instead. But
Yeah.
business like grew so much last year
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
I
It can
was
be really
like,
shocking when you see
it's
the numbers at the end of the year and you're like, whoa, making more money means I have no money.
Yeah. And so now, like for 2023, I've started doing at the first of each month, I sit down, make sure all my stuff is categorized in QuickBooks, and then I
Hmm.
figure up, okay, well, this is all my expenses, this is my income.
Right.
And then I
Right.
take a certain percentage of that, and that goes to the IRS, and I do a monthly estimated payment instead
Smart.
because I
Smart.
don't want to, like, if I get a refund, yeah, but if I
Hello.
don't,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
covered, it either
Right.
way,
I
hopefully,
would rather
you know,
overpay too, because
yeah.
that's kind of like my mindset is that I'd rather overpay. And now that I'm like picking up this other planning position at like a physical venue, but I'm I-9'd. So I'm gonna need to start like actually like we're probably gonna owe this year. And I kind of prepped my husband because
Wow.
our money is like it isn't his money and my money. It is like it is our money. Like it is a never like his and hers. Cause I we are like each other's worst enemies and like cheerleaders at the same time where he's like, do you think we should buy this? I was like, yeah, babe, get it, babe. Yeah, we got the money, babe. Oh, should we go on this vacation? Yeah, babe, just put it on the travel credit card, babe. Yeah, sure, whatever you want, honey. Like we're like always on each other's side when it comes to that. I'm like, wait, wait, wait,
That's
wait.
funny.
We can't both be like, yeah, fuck it.
We
Like
can't
we
both get
can't just
everything.
yeah. There's not one person's supposed to hold the other person accountable and not spend the
Yeah,
money on Amazon this month. No,
that's
we're both
funny.
like, yeah, babe, you deserve it. Like,
That's funny.
treat
With
yourself.
us, like we never got a joint account. Technically, well,
Yeah.
I was gonna say technically we do now, but I thought we did. When we got a truck, we put both of our
Oh,
names on it, so it was in both of our
yeah.
names.
Yeah.
And so we did that like through a credit union. And I thought we were gonna
Great.
have like, oh, this is gonna be our first joint account, like and then come to find out, no, like we have separate accounts through there. And I haven't even touched
Mm.
mine. So like,
Oh,
and
weird.
he uses his all the time, like
Oh,
for the
okay.
truck, but
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
we still view it as like in the abstract sense, it's our money. But when you get
Hmm.
down to it, we still have everything separate. Like when it's
Hmm.
like big stuff, we
Yeah.
always go to each other and like, I want to get this. What do you think? Or what about we do this? Like
But
our
is it like a best friend where you guys just kind of like trade off
yeah,
paying for things and stuff?
yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
and it's like with the bills, like there's some that he takes care of and there's some I
Okay.
take care of.
Oh
And then
yeah, no,
there's
I don't
some
touch a
where
fucking bill.
like
I
like
don't touch a
he'll
thing. I don't
okay.
I can't touch things. I can't do bills. I can't do nothing. I need to be like fully I can't know about it, Tori.
No,
I
I would
will
lose my mind
literally
if I didn't know
lose
about it.
my no, see, if I know about it,
I
I
want to know
obsess over
all
it.
of it.
Oh, I obsess over it. Do we have enough money this month? Do I need to book another wedding? I like go insane.
Oh
Like
my gosh.
I don't have any mind space to hold like, are we making enough money this? And like, obviously we're making enough money, but like,
Yeah.
I can't convince my brain of that. And then I'll
Yeah.
like make all of these lists and like the days that everything's due. And then I'm like, why am I doing this? Everything's on auto pay. Like, why am I losing sleep over this? So I just went, you know what? You're just gonna have to do all of it. And he
Yeah.
went, okay.
I
And I
mean,
went, great.
I couldn't like I'm such a control freak that I
Yeah,
couldn't let go of all of them. There's some that
I
I've
get
let
that.
go and he takes care of like completely. But then there's
Hmm.
some like he'll come in and like slap $200 in cash down. He's like, this is for this
Yeah.
bill. And I'm like, I barely leave the house. What am I gonna do with the cash? And he's like, I don't know, put it in your wallet.
Okay, great.
But like
Thanks.
I schedule everything through the bank. So if it's not on like
Right.
auto payment,
Right.
then I just sit
Right.
down usually like once a month and just like schedule them all out. Like I don't pay
Hmm.
pay them all at once. I schedule them for like a day
Right.
before they're due, just
Right.
because
You
I know
just plan it
everything's
out.
spread out and it's just
Right. Right.
done. And like
You
once
don't
a
have
month,
too many payments all at the
done.
same time.
Yeah. And it's, I
That's
mean, that
smart.
that works for us,
I
but
mean,
if we
that's kind
have
of
like
what I
big stuff, we go to each other. Like our
right.
giant zero turn mower that we've had
Uh-huh.
for years just went out. So we need to get a new one. And those things are
Yeah.
ridiculously
They're
expensive.
not
And
cheap.
he
They're not cheap.
wants like a really, really good one. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I understand, but maybe let's pull that back by half. It's
Yeah, no,
like,
some of them are like
because
$400, $1,000.
400, no, honey, the one we were looking at is like 7,000. Like, and that's
What?
with me saying, let's pull this back a little bit because it's a 60-inch zero turn because
Right. Yeah,
the
and your
front
property's
yard
big.
is like two
Yeah.
acres, you know? I
Yeah, your
mean,
property's really big.
and
Yeah.
we've got two of them that are side by side. The third one is mostly is just trees, you know, but
Right.
like
You're not cutting around the
we're cutting
trees.
the
Yeah.
trees. But like it's, you know, it's a big yard and we had
Yeah.
a 50 inch, but he wants 60 inch now. And I'm like, I'm fine with that, you know, because we're not technically, if I pull from here and there, we could just buy it straight out, but who really wants to let go
Right.
of that much money at one time? But so I'd rather,
Unless I'm getting a house or
yeah,
like
I
a
don't,
boat, like
yeah. No, we can
I don't
finance
know.
that thing. It's okay. And he's really good about like that's what we did with this last one. We financed it and you know and paid it off
Uh-huh.
and
Yeah.
in before, you know, before the full term. And so we need to
Right,
do
right,
that,
right.
you know. So like big things like that, like we'll talk about, but then I have lots of favorite pairs of leggings that are full of holes and I don't want to get rid of them because I love them. And he's like,
Mhm.
babe, we have the money. Just get you some leggings. And I'm like, but these are great. They have skulls on them. I don't care that
Yeah.
there's holes everywhere, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
But he's always like, you know, babe, we have the money. Like, go
Like
get some
just
more
go get another
leggings.
one.
And
Yeah.
it's like, but I like these, you
But I
know?
want these
So,
ones. I really actually, you know, it's so funny you
yeah.
say that because I yesterday had like not a midlife crisis, but like in your 30s crisis where I was just like none of the jeans that I wanted to wear yesterday to my meeting like looked good at all. Like looked and it's probably just a mental and body dysmorphia moment, but like none of them look good.
Been
And I
there.
was like, these look dumb, these look dumb, these don't look good. What you know, and so I was like, that's it. Like I'm gonna go to the store and I'm gonna buy myself a pair of jeans because I haven't bought myself clothes and probably like besides like
Ever.
vacation clothes, because I go hard in the paint for vacation clothes, but like for like work clothes slash like professional casual clothes in like years. So I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Sounds
and
about
if I
right.
do order something, it's like something cheap on Amazon that I wear like a few times. And like if it gets ruined, I'm like, whatever. But
Yeah.
I went and got a pair of Lucky Brand jeans and they looked so good. And I forgot almost like what a good pair of jeans like felt like. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh, this is why people go shopping and this is why people have problems. Because it felt so good afterwards. It felt so good. And I felt so validated. It's probably not healthy for my brain, but I felt
Yeah.
so good. Like in those jeans, I was like, it's worth every dollar, worth every dollar. Like I look so good. And and I wore them all day yesterday. And I'm like, if I get anything on these jeans, I'm gonna lose my shit. Because I'm really messy. I'm a messy person. I'm a really
Oh,
messy person.
I need a new good pair of jeans. I do. Like I have one
Everyone
good
deserves a
go-to,
good,
but
like it like just fits, it pulls up, it buckles. You don't have to wear a
yeah.
belt with it. It just feels good.
I'm
They're not
mostly
like
in
too
leggings
stiff.
and my husband's t-shirts these days. That's usually
I like
what
that though.
my wardrobe can. I mean, not this, like
Nice.
this is not his, but you
Yeah.
know, the leggings, they're there today. But it's like that's usually what my wardrobe consists of is
Yeah.
leggings and my husband's t-shirts. Just because
Yeah. I
I'm
still
at
think
that
I'm in my
place where
20s.
I
So
just
I'm
don't feel
like, I'm wearing
comfortable. I'm here.
crop
Who
tops
cares?
and short shorts. I'm like, I still think I'm in my 20s and I have like crop tops and short shorts on all the time. Or like I'm just a Florida girl. So like everyone here is always like, I don't know. I feel like I kind of wear not, I mean, it's summer, baby. Like I'm in like a bathing suit top most of the time in the summer, you know? And so, and as an adult, I've
I
had to
don't even
like
remember
get,
the last time I wore a bathing suit. Like like
but I'm
I
like
have a
outside working on my
goal that
yard.
maybe by the end of summer I will be comfortable in a bathing suit, but I have not put on a bathing suit in years.
Really? Oh my God.
Years.
I couldn't imagine not being in a bathing suit.
Yeah.
But that's, I think maybe when you're raised like in that environment, like it's just, I was like, it was like a uniform to be honest with you. It was like always, it was just like, oh, what bathing suit top am I going to wear today? And is it going to match my shoes or is it going to match my sandals? Like, oh gosh, Florida's so weird, dude. It's so different from here. But
Yeah.
being in the Midwest now is like, I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. It's so different. And people are so genuinely nice. It's weird.
Oh, that's nice. It's not like Southern, like bless your heart type of
No, no,
nice.
no, 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 no,
No,
no,
it's
not
like
here in Oklahoma.
legit
No, no, no.
nice.
I'm sure there's some people, I'm sure there's some like, you know, religious people here who would be kind of like that, and maybe some nans or some mimis, you know, that would still be acting like that. But everyone that I've met has just been so nice. And the couples I've gotten to work with have been like actually in love and like have been in love for
Oh,
like years. And like, yeah, Florida wasn't like that. It was very plastic, very fake, very pretend, at least. It felt that way. I don't know if it was just the demographic I was in, but all right.
well,
Well, do we want to talk about the planner maybe?
I mean, we probably should. Like, I mean,
We're
we've
podcasting.
talked
We're just
about like
talking.
everything else. We probably should at least mention it once. I mean,
Right.
because
At least like
this is
put it up on
coming
the screen.
out like launch week, so I mean, it couldn't hurt to mention the thing we're launching.
Yeah,
Just
exactly,
a little
exactly.
segment on it.
Yeah, just a little moment. We'll give it 5 minutes. Well, guys, if
Oh,
you haven't heard, we've already started our wedding planning line. Ooh.
yay! This is our second
Ooh.
launch, which is
Mm-hmm.
so exciting. And like it's so drastically different from the first launch, which just
Yeah.
makes it more exciting because I think each one that we do is just going to be so drastically different
Oh,
from
yeah.
before it.
Yeah,
And that just
it's gonna get
because it
crazier too,
it
I think.
like talk it goes back to like your whole wedding planning business, like
Hmm.
non-traditional. I mean,
Hmm.
you have like a bazillion different themes that you've done. Like, what
Hmm.
was your
Yeah.
favorite theme that you have done so far in the non-traditional wedding planning,
Ooh, I've got a
genre?
few that are like top tier for me. I really love, as much as I love like the simply nerdy aspect of doing, it's still a wedding, but it's super, there's nerdy aspects. I loved like my full cosplay Star Wars
Ooh,
wedding. Oh yeah, it's one of my first ones I ever did. It really kind of it was a really good friend of mine, my best friend. She and her boyfriend at the time were just like huge nerds. And I remember sketching out like you need to have themed wedding, even if you're not even getting married, like you just need to celebrate your love in a way that like represents the two of you. And I totally see this like cosplay, Comic-Con, everyone gets dressed up kind of moment. So that like
sounds like so much
resonated.
fun.
Oh, it was so great. We had like 501st stormtroopers come. We had some bounty hunters come. We had like full cosplayers come in costume to be a part of the ceremony and
Wow.
like the reception and take photos and stuff. So that one really hits home for me because that was like 10 years ago.
Wow.
I know. And that was like when not being like being nerdy was like still not kind of cool yet. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I mean, like, depending on the demographic of our people buying wedding planners right now, but like,
Yeah.
it was not cool to be nerdy at one point. You know what I mean? It was not like the it thing. Like, Star Wars
Yeah.
wasn't cool. It was like kind of like a nerdy thing to like.
Yeah.
Um, but I was always like really passionate about it, and I was like, if you're passionate about it and the person you're marrying is passionate about it, how are you not celebrating that in your wedding? I want
Yeah.
people to be like, oh, this is so them.
Yeah.
People should walk into your wedding and be like, this represents them to a T, not, oh, how nice of a venue. Oh, purple. Purple, cool. Okay. It's a different color. I wanted to really scream them, and
Yeah.
so they had all types of really cool stuff. They had like little origami TIE fighters and X-Wings.
Oh,
And then they
fun.
had robot chicken like compilation of all the Star Wars robot chickens playing during the like cocktail hour
Oh,
on
fun.
on a TV screen. Oh, it was just so cool. They just had so much cool stuff, and they encouraged everyone to dress up too. I just wore a nice dress at the time, which I was because I was like, no, I'm just gonna wear a nice dress. But they wanted me to dress as Leia, and they wanted everyone to kind of come, you know, ready to do it. And so many people did, and I was really, really happy that a lot of people did.
That's so
So,
cool.
um, and then another really good, I did an anime themed wedding in Texas actually just recently, and it was just so beautiful. They kind of compiled a lot of their own decor from pieces that they just like kind of have like kind of like how I have like all my nerdy stuff kind of like I have all my little baby pup figures from my Blizzard pup figures, and I have some like Loot Crate box stuff, and I have like, little plushies and whatever. And they kind of used those as part of their centerpieces. And then we made these beautiful, like terrarium types, like moments where like the glass and like there's like a little lamp. I don't know. It was just so cute. Like the centerpieces were
Aw.
just so pretty. And then I did all of the wisteria for their gazebo. So in Demon Slayer, I don't know if you've seen Demon Slayer, it's an
Haven't.
anime. And in one of the scenes, like one of the characters is like walking through all this beautiful, beautiful purple wisteria, just like hanging, and it's all like
Ooh.
magical and pretty. Very like Avatar, like Mother Willow moment. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
So,
Yep.
and it's
Yep.
very, like,
I'm
very,
with
very
you.
magical. And so I did their whole ceremony area with like fake wisteria we bought online. And I
Oh,
just used like
cool.
pool noodles and I like had it all up and I'm just like sticking them in there and it just looked exactly how they like envisioned it and that just felt so great. So
Oh,
it was one of those things where like I the Star Wars wedding was very like this is the start of something amazing and then almost like this past wedding was like I'm making dreams come true kind of feeling. So it's like
oh,
they kind of fit both like special places in my heart at the moment. And I'm sure I'll have more to come too. Like next
oh
weekend,
yeah.
I have a Lord of the Rings wedding. I have a full
That's
Lord of
so
the Rings
cool.
wedding coming up.
That's
Yeah,
so
and she
cool.
actually bought a Cricut. So she did all her own signage and everything is Lord of the Rings themed. Because at first it was supposed to be just like kind of, she was like, oh, we're just going to do like some stuff.
And then she
And
really
then
got
like,
into it.
and then she got way too into it. And it's just like, now I'm obsessed. Now it has to be like fully blown out. Like now we're
Oh,
just,
that's great.
everything's Lord of the Rings. I was like, perfect. Great. I'm so
That's great.
excited. I'm happy you're happy. But yeah,
That's
that's kind of
great.
like how I kind of got into wedding planning was that I just like really like helping people and that I was already event coordinating for so long, doing kids' birthday parties and working, in an event space so that, when I got to actually doing weddings, I was like, I'm going to do weddings the way I would want my wedding to be or how I think other people should celebrate their love. But yeah, it's been a dream come true for me too, because I'm just getting more and more opportunities to meet more and more people and help them and make their planning
Oh,
process easier. But how
that's
did you get
awesome.
into planning? I don't remember you
Oh,
even telling me anything about planners or how you got into planners or if you were just like a planner
well,
head like I was or
I started out with paper planning, which I mean, you can sort of see some of that there,
oh, I
like
see those
happy
happy planners
planner
back there.
stuff.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see them.
So,
Oh, I see
yeah,
them.
lots and lots. Like some of these are like 2 rows deep. But yeah,
Uh-huh.
so I started out with paper planning and I tried so many different kinds of systems and fell in love with Happy Planner. I mean, bullet
Right.
journaling, like those right there were
Yeah.
great. But then I went up to Happy Planner and went
Yeah.
went a little
Right.
crazy. But it worked for me because you
Yeah.
could really customize both of those systems to like fit you. And
Yeah.
then I do so much on the computer and in the digital world that I kept trying to create like planner stuff for myself in like different formats before I even knew digital
Right.
planning was a thing. I kept
Right.
trying to like create things and then I started creating like layouts to like print out and fit in like
It put in
binders
your
and like
planner, like to
yeah.
put,
And
yeah,
it
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
I got the happy planner hole punch, so I could put
Yeah.
stuff in there. I
Same.
ended up breaking it into
Same.
pieces somewhere, but like I
Yeah.
just kept like creating these things and then I don't even know where I stumbled upon it one day. I probably was doing like a search for like digital or printable planner things.
Mhm.
And I stumbled upon digital planning and I did not have an iPad. Like, and I know a majority of people do digital planning on iPads, like because
Right.
GoodNotes is like the main planning
Yeah.
app out there that people have been
Yeah.
using. There's more now, but like I don't even know how many YouTube videos I watched. And then I convinced myself that I needed an iPad for business. And I was like, I was going to use it for all these different things, like I was going to use it for planning because, I had so much to manage. I didn't at the time. I didn't.
At the
And
time,
then
yeah,
it was
you
like at
thought
the time I
maybe you were
didn't.
like
And I
convincing
was like,
yourself you
I
did.
I didn't. I was like, because I was working, contract work like 5 days a
Right.
week for someone else. And
Right.
I was like, I've got all these notes I need to take, And then I was like, but I can use it for SketchUp. I can use AutoCAD on this. I can
Hmm.
manage email and
Hmm.
like all these. I kept trying to come up with all these reasons of why I should invest in getting an iPad. And then
Right.
I
Right.
talked
Right.
myself into it, of course. And best decision ever. And I didn't want to like shell out the money for an iPad Pro because I mean they're not they're not cheap, you know. And so I did mine through Verizon and just added it onto my plan. You know, I'm like, this will work. I'm
Mm.
just paying it off, you know,
Mm-hmm.
it's fine. And then, you know, and I got good notes. And then I found the first two planning shops I ever found was Digitally Wild and the Pink Ink. Those were my first ones. And so a majority of my stuff was from them. And I was just like obsessed. And then I was like, well, what if I did this? And what if I did that? And so then I started
Mm-hmm.
like playing around. And then Digitally Wild did, she kind of had like make your own planner things that you could get. It was like a little mini starter kit. So I started playing around with that. And then I just started watching all these videos. And then I started trial and error and started playing around with it. And then started there and built to this, which blows
Mm-hmm.
my mind, you know, that
Right.
it's grown to something like this. It really just started as a side hustle that we're just gonna like
Right.
see where it just play around with this. Like, you
Uh-huh.
know, because I opened up the shop in December 24th, Christmas Eve of 2019. And if I had known Etsy was going to put 2019 at the bottom of my shop, I would have waited till
Right.
January 1st, but I didn't know that then. So it like when the end of January came around and I had made my first sale, my only
Mm-hmm.
sale in January, January 25th. I know this
Mm-hmm.
because my girls had me look this up the other day. And it was
Yeah.
like, you know, it looked like I had been in business for a year and made one sale, but you know, I didn't care. I just started from there and like went with it. And now my blog shop is getting more revenue than my Etsy shop, which
Yeah.
blows my mind because when I opened it, it was like April of 2020, and I didn't make my first sale until September of 2020 on my blog shop. And now my blog shop is doing better than my Etsy shop, which is crazy. And now I've taken my contract work time down to just 3 days a week, and I'm putting more time into this
Mm-hmm.
and this now, and
And this
so
now.
it's crazy like how this is like grown. And it all started
Mm-hmm.
with like half the stuff that's in my shop started out because I wanted it. It's like maybe
Like I
someone
just
else
wanted to
will
make
love
my
it
own. Yeah.
too. I'm going to make this because I want to use it, and let's see if anyone else wants it. And then
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I
towards
gotta
the
think that's
like in the
crazy
beginning,
too.
yeah, I think
No,
that's a great way to go, especially if you're just starting
yeah.
out. Just like make the stuff
Yeah.
that you want because it's authentically you. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
people I think people feel that, right? But in the beginning, like after I had those things that were like just I just wanted these things, then it was
Uh-huh.
like if someone came to me with a request, I would like drop everything and I've got to do this right now. And now it's got to the point where it's like that's great. I want to do that, but it's going on the list because now I've got like all of these other things that have to get done first because I've got all these
Yeah.
systems in place. And then it's like, I've gotten to this place of I can't just have this people pleasing thing where I mean, I want to please the people. The
Yeah.
people are why I'm here. The people are why it's,
Mm-hmm.
gone to this point. But at the same time, like, I can't please everyone. I can't get everything
Right.
done in a day. And some people, want
Mm-hmm.
that. And like, I think some people don't know how much work actually goes into some of these things, you know,
Right.
especially if it's from scratch. If it's like, if I'm just changing the colors to match your personality
Well,
of
yeah,
something I already
I
have in
know
the
that
shop,
firsthand. I
you
mean, I
know,
know that firsthand. I mean, we went from building the first planner over a
it
year,
took forever, it felt like.
and then this next one, it was like, oh, we'll just do this, and we'll just do that, and then all of a sudden, we're like, oh, but it's done. And I was like, oh my God, that was
It's
so.
all
But
about
I'm
having
so
those
shocked.
systems in place,
Yeah, well, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you did a lot of trial and error too to make sure like what would be the easiest way of transferring it to, which is a huge deal. I mean, that's a huge, huge deal. I mean, when it comes to customizing stuff, I could only imagine. I feel you on that people pleasing though. I do that the same because
I
I
want to make
feel like
everyone
my
happy,
side
but you
hustle,
just can't,
I want things to be done instantly because that's how I would want it done, right?
Oh
Like if
yeah.
I want to do what I would expect from someone else that I'm paying money to do
Yeah.
something for me, but I don't know. I'm just shocked how quick because I would have said that you had been doing this for like ever. Like you know what I mean? Like I would say, oh no, she's been doing this since like digital planning's been a thing.
Yeah.
But like technically it's only been like 3 years.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great compliment. Thank you. Yeah,
You're
it's
welcome.
like it's crazy. Like I get a kind of obsessed with these things, and I
Yeah.
love figuring out like the logistics of like the quickest way to make this work. And there's times when I get this idea for like a new planner, and then I'll just pull bits and pieces from other planners that I've already done
Hmm.
to like build
Hmm.
something new, and that speeds up the process too. But yeah, this
Ooh.
last round that went a lot faster than the first one.
Yeah. Well, and it's like we were also like making sure, did we want to add anything? Like we really did want to get like the pages down pretty intensely, right? We
Yeah.
wanted to make sure that the pages um had all the information because I had so many ideas too, and I feel like we still kind of have more ideas because I still really want to do the elopement planning
Oh
guide
yeah,
too.
definitely. That's got to
I
happen.
know.
It's on the list.
I
It's
think
got to
that's what we're gonna
happen.
have to do for our next launch for fall.
Ooh.
I kind of really I need to get on writing it, but I want to because I have so many people reach out to about elopements and like, do you have any advice or where do I even start? Like, how do I even do that? Am I technically even married? And all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
because
And
I mean, even if it's not a full-blown wedding and you're just eloping,
right,
there's still planning that goes
right.
into it. There's still stuff you
Oh
gotta like
yes.
the legal
Yeah.
stuff, but even
Oh,
if
the legal
it's
stuff's
just
probably the hardest part
yeah,
for
I
sure.
mean,
Yeah.
even if it's just you, your significant other, and like whoever's performing the ceremony and like a witness, you probably gotta have a
Mm-hmm.
witness, and maybe
Mm-hmm.
your witness
Mm-hmm.
is the photographer or something,
Right.
you still
Right.
gotta coordinate those things. It's not like you're just
Yes.
gonna pull Bob off the road and be like, hey, marry us, Bob. You know,
Right, right.
Bob
No,
is my
you do at
go-to
least have
name
to
if
have
you don't
some.
know
So
that.
if you want it to be legal, like if you want it to be legal, then yeah, there's a lot of logistics that come with that. But there's also, if you really just want those Pinterest moments don't come out of nowhere.
Yeah, so true.
So it's like I feel like I have a lot of like tricks and things that we could put into like just a little planning guide and maybe we put it together with a yearly planner of just not like taking out the monthly pages. Do we want to look at the monthly pages? Do we want to look
Oh
at the
yeah.
planner?
Yeah.
Let's
We
look at it
could
because
do,
I'm
if
kind of
it's an elopement thing, we could do a 1 month planner. Like,
right,
I mean, people
right.
love my 1 month planners. That would be a fun thing
Really?
to do for an
Okay.
elopement planner, you know?
Okay, cool. Cool.
Yeah,
It's just like
that's,
kind of like a one weekly by week kind of thing.
yeah. Like if you really want to hurry up and do it, I'm sure you can pull it together in a month. Hey, we pulled our wedding together in like a week, 2 weeks,
Oh,
maybe.
oh my
I
God,
mean,
I
it
almost
wasn't
just threw
anything
up. Oh
fancy,
my God,
but
I almost just threw up.
it was not one of your weddings for sure. But
Week.
we had
How do
people
you
that like
invite a
we wanted to
photographer in a
come.
week?
Oh, well, my mom was going to take some photos, and then I told her, use my phone because it's better than your camera. She didn't believe me, so she used her camera. So, but then Kevin
Hmm.
has a super tall uncle that he was like
Hmm.
taking photos over the top of everyone, and he just sent them to me in like a Google file.
Oh,
And
good, good.
so that worked out good. I still need to put
Hmm.
together an
Hmm.
album, but yeah, we just like threw that together really quickly.
Hmm.
We had people who wanted to be there, and they're like, we're gonna be out of town. Like we can't come to that. Like, why didn't you tell us
Yeah,
sooner? I'm like,
yeah.
well, we didn't decide until yesterday. It's like
Okay, well,
I
we could talk about our weddings on a different podcast, so we'll
yeah,
keep that in the
we're
back of our mind
podcasting again.
because
Yeah.
my wedding was a total different nightmare, so I could not wait to talk about that in
Yeah,
more
we'll have to
depth.
do a
But
whole thing
let's
on that.
Oh my gosh, look at her.
She is so
Look at
pretty. Look
her.
at that. I just
Damn.
love it. It's just, I mean,
Well, when I told
look
you
at
I
that.
wanted that Lisa Frank, I want rainbows and gradients. I want artsy. I want oh, it just
It's just so
so
pretty.
good. Yeah, it's just really
I just
pretty.
love it. And like we went full on decorative sections and
Hmm.
I just love it.
Yeah,
I
this
just
this set
love
that we
it.
got from like I almost feel like it's like AI generated kind of feel, which I
Yeah.
don't think it is, but it has that kind of like trippy. Yeah, like that's just
I
so
mean,
pretty.
it's just
Those
so
are just
fun.
so
And
nice.
like I love this so much that I wanted like a regular planner too. So
Yes.
I that is in the shop now. Like so if you're not looking for a
Yes.
wedding and you're wanting a regular plan, like head to the shop, you can get one of these. But like this is like the wedding that comes from this will be amazing. And one of my PR team, she has already started playing with this, and she
Yeah.
said that she didn't get to do like a mood board thing for her wedding, so she
Uh-huh.
created one in this planner. And
Oh,
so I'm like, I think I have it. Hang on.
I love seeing the mood boards. The girls who made the mood boards last time were just so
Look
beautiful.
at this. Isn't that lovely? So she
Yes.
sent that to me and she's like, oh my gosh, I love this. I was like,
Oh,
that's so fun. So fun.
yes.
So I can't wait to see what people come up with for this because
Hmm.
it's just going to
Hmm.
be it's just, I mean, I'm definitely going to do a mood board for like a full-on rainbow wedding theme because
Yep.
this just makes
Yep.
me want to do it. And you'll notice I'm not showing you every one of these calendars because I don't want to give all these things away. But
Hmm.
there is lots of fun checklists and everything that we worked on, like figuring out, like how to fit everything in. You gave like a
Hmm.
great little starter checklist for each month, counting
Yep.
down throughout a year of planning with room to like add more to it. I love the
Yeah.
reflection area too. That was a great idea.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Well, because I
there's so
feel like
much
a
in
lot of
this.
Yeah, like I feel like because a part of me wanted it to not just be this thing that's going to keep you organized. It's something it's going to keep you in the right mindset. It's going to keep you away from the overstressing. It's going to stop you from overthinking too many things because so many brides look at a long checklist and they go, I don't have any of that done. And I'm
Yeah.
like, take a few things at a time. Not
Yeah.
everything needs to be done right away. You don't need to go get your dress a year in advance.
Although I
I
did,
know
I totally did. But different story, different story. Let's
different
another
story. But
episode.
yeah, but like that's the type of stuff that like I know that clients of mine have stressed over and have made their lives difficult. So I'm like, let's take some of the things that I know can be stressful and let's divvy it up and see. And if you check them all off in the same, you've already done them, just check them off. Then you've already done them. Look, you don't even have to do anything this month.
Yeah.
How great
I
does that feel? Now it can just turn into your monthly planner. You've made it so easy. This can turn into a regular monthly
just a
planner.
regular monthly planner,
Yeah.
definitely. Definitely. I mean, you can totally, if you love this planner and love some of these lists and love some of these layouts, but just want to use it as a regular planner, just white out parts of it and just use it as a regular
Cut out
planner.
this whole page if you
Yeah.
wanted to.
You could, yeah, yeah. Make it,
You put
turn
one
this
big nice
into,
little sticker right over that monthly
yeah,
checklist and
yeah,
you're
just
good to
have
go,
fun with it.
baby.
But I love how you divided up all these checklists and like the resources that we have set
Oh
up in
yeah, we went
here.
hard in the resources.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is nothing compared to the guide. Like all the
Oh, I
stuff
know.
that's in the
I well,
guide.
you made it very clear from the get-go that like all of this is not going to just fit into one.
Yeah. Like
We need to
there's
almost have two
no way.
separate moments.
Yeah. So having the guide is great. And then having
Oh, look at that. Look at
like the
that.
combo version.
Yeah.
So I mean you can get them either way, but like the guide, I mean you full blown all kinds
Yeah.
of stuff in here and it's all broken down with like an index and you got that
Yeah.
rainbow vibe and
Yeah.
everything's like all linked. I mean, and there's even like a fun little note from you, which I love,
Yeah.
by the way. I
Yeah.
don't know if I've ever
Thank
said
you.
that to you, but I love that. And I tried to make this really easy to navigate where you've got the index so you can go back to any section. But if you
Right.
start like beginning to end and work your way through, like all of these little things over here to the side, those are, you click them and you can go to those areas and it's broken
Yeah.
down in this section and the next section. So you can skip
Hmm.
ahead or you can, I
Hmm.
tried to make the navigation of this like really easy. And I don't want to give everything away. So
Yeah, I know. It's
you're not
okay.
going to
You're
see
good.
everything,
I
but
know. I think that, well, because some of it you might not need. There's
yeah,
going to be stuff in here that you might have already done. You might have already
yeah.
been engaged, and then you don't need to know about the engagement section,
Yeah,
you
but
know?
there's so much in this. Like you can get so much out of this. Like it's going to be so helpful. I mean, I
Yeah.
wish that if I had had this when we were planning our wedding, like we would have had like a legit wedding. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was legit. Like we're legitimately married, but it was,
Right. But like a
like
more,
party tent outside type
yeah,
of,
yeah,
plan
yeah,
it in a
yeah.
week type of event, thank God for
Hmm.
Amazon Prime shipping, you know.
Yes, yes,
But if I had
yes.
this, like it would be a real event. Who's to say that one day I'm not going to be like in, 20 when we have our 20th wedding anniversary, we're going to
Yeah,
like go full out and have like a legit wedding. We still haven't
yeah,
had a honeymoon, so we could totally have a
yeah,
legit service and this would be
yeah.
super handy to have for planning something like that.
Yeah,
Oh, I just love
totally.
it. Love it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Renewing your vows is a big thing. Me and my husband kind of did it. And like I said, we'll talk about it on a different podcast. But because that is a long story. That's gonna be way too much information to put at the end of this. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, we put this together. It kind of was a hodgepodge at first, though. I mean, like I kind of just had all these ideas, and then you're like, I'm feeling a planner and I'm feeling a guide, And then
Yeah.
now
This
on this one,
the
oh yeah,
first
the
one.
original.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Also so beautiful. So great.
See.
But even
Oh,
better for this collection, we have even something even more special is something new.
something new. I'm so excited about this.
Oh
Oh,
my God. It's so cool.
it's so
It's
pretty.
so cool.
It's
So
so,
we kind of
so pretty.
wanted something a little different. We wanted to add just a little notebook, a little journal.
It.
I know when I get a planner, I sometimes want to doodle my own stuff, or I just want to write something down in a meeting. And then I want to transfer it to my planner because I want it to be cute in the
Yep.
planner. I
Yep.
don't want it to be messy. So sometimes
Yeah.
I just need to kind of like chicken scratch it
Yeah.
somewhere else.
Get the mess out first and then pretty it
Hmm.
up where it actually needs to
Hmm.
go.
Right. I
Yeah.
mean, it's easier when you're doing digital, obviously,
Oh,
but
so much easier.
yeah, yeah, so much easier.
I don't
But
know
yeah,
how many times I've tried to zoom in on my paper planner that I've tried to use. It's not possible. You can't do that. It's like
no, I do it on my real computer all the time, and I'm like, oh, that's not touchscreen.
it
That's not touchscreen.
doesn't
That's
work.
that's the other. That's my
Oh,
Chromebook.
I love this little thing. Now, I have learned we can't use the phrase bullet journal because that is
Nope.
trademarked apparently,
Right.
but it is our digital journal. It's got
Hmm.
simple dot grid pages that allows you to just use whatever, ignore the dots, use them as like, you
Yeah.
know, I like to line things up with the dots because
Right.
then you've got, less
It's easy for
of the mess.
stickers. It's easy.
Yes,
Yeah. I mean, it's easy for those
size
things for
things,
sure. For the headers and stuff,
yeah.
so
Yeah,
nothing's
but
crooked.
it's simple. It's not like, like all this stuff. We've got all these, we've got a few different dividers. You can add your own
Hmm.
titles here, and then you
Hmm.
can, duplicate pages as you need more space and just like,
Right, right. Or you can
journal
even
out
use
your
the
thoughts.
list pages from the planning guide. If you get the
Yeah,
ultimate package that comes with everything, you
hmm,
could transfer some of those pages into here and say you
totally.
want to do a whole mood. Maybe you take this journal and do a whole mood board for just the journal.
Yeah.
And you do what the girls are wearing, what the boys are wearing, or
What the dogs are wearing.
what the dogs are wearing, what the cake looks like. The cake tasting could be its
Oh,
own page where you're like,
yeah.
this is how I felt eating this, and this is how I felt, doing that. I mean, we really only left so many pages for that kind of stuff in the planning guide
Yeah.
and in the planner. So you
Yeah,
kind
in
of
the
could make
planner
this your own.
you do have some pages where like if you're, on the month, we do give you these
Mhm.
little bonus pages where you've got a blank
Oh,
page
yes.
and a
Yes.
grid
And then a
page,
grid page.
dot
Yes. And a
grid,
dot
and then
page.
lined. So like we
Right.
do give you those and they are linked on the covers of each month. So you have those
Hmm.
spaces
And you can
where you
name
can
them whatever
organize
you
things.
want too,
Yeah.
right? So you could
But
label them whatever you want.
having the journal, like, you
Yeah.
could use this to like write out your vows. You
Yes.
could use this when your soon to be spouse is getting on your nerves and you don't want to say something to them out loud. Write it down so you don't ruin
Write it
things.
down. Write it down. Yes, definitely.
Write it
Or
down, get it out.
even in like the budget area. So
Yeah.
when we did the budget itself is really just a guide.
Mm-hmm.
It really
Hmm.
is just a starting off point. Like what if you needed to like break things down into payments,
Yeah.
or you're like you want to look at the numbers broken down, do some math on here, and then go back to the planning guide and be like, all right, this month we owe this much, we owe this much. Like it can really just be a really good resource to keep it separate too.
Yeah.
Like I said, just to keep it not. I at first was like, it needs to be all inclusive. It needs to be all included. Like everything needs to be like all in one thing. And then I was like, yeah, but you know what? I don't actually even do that
Yeah.
in real life. I always either have like a little notepad or like little lists on paper that gets converted to digitally because that's just like how my brain works. So it's like I know that's going to exist on the digital space as well.
Yeah. And this is a great place for stuff like that. And we've also got a set of stickers here. Ha
Oh
ha.
my goodness.
To go
The
with it.
stickers.
Oh my gosh,
Yes.
these stickers.
They look so good.
They are so good. And since this is our rainbow slash pride themed whole line, we've got lots of inclusive stickers here that I love. Love these stickers. Love.
Mm-hmm.
We
Mm-hmm.
collaborated on like
Yeah, I don't know
what
many people
what
post stickers
quotes to
like this
include.
for sure.
Oh my
Yes,
gosh, I
yes.
love it. I kind of feel like I want to do a whole other sticker book with you,
Yeah.
just to like expand this because
Mm-hmm.
I mean I do have like a rainbow functional sticker set that I
You
just
do,
had to have.
yeah.
I just put that out last Friday, and I have another one planned. So who knows? It may be out by the time this video goes out. But I want to
Ooh.
do like another one, pride themed, like with more quotes and just because I just love
Yeah.
this. I
Yeah.
love this. And
Yeah,
also,
because I don't think there is a lot. I mean, even when
I
you
don't
do
think there's a
digital, like
lot.
if you look at stickers on Canva, there aren't even that many.
Yeah.
I mean, there
But
are, but they're just also kind of limited.
also going back to like the whole inclusive thing, um,
Hmm.
one thing that is also new for this, let me see if I can find like figure out a good way to show this without opening
Oh, there
all
we
of
go.
this
Yep,
up,
for the journals.
is
For the
we've
journals.
got so many different journals in this line, and I think this was a great idea.
Yeah.
I just love this. And
Yeah.
it's it was what was so funny is whenever I was working on these the other day, I was working on this particular one and I was
Yeah.
like, and my sister called me and she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm working on your journal." Like she's like, what are you talking? It's like, "I'm working on the journal of your people." And she's like, "What are you talking about?" She's like,
Um,
she's like, "Do I get one?"
yes.
Like,
Yes.
yes.
Well, and that was something also I wanted to kind of do for Pride Month too, is that I wanted to also just, if you want to just buy the journal,
Yeah. Just
guess what?
buy
You
the
can just buy the
journal. Yeah.
journal. Yeah,
Oh,
now we have these beautiful Pride journals
I
that
love
have
them.
like inclusive flag representation.
Yeah, I love them. I
I think they're so
love them.
cute.
And one thing that we're including with every one of these purchases is a resource sheet of
Yes.
different foundations, organizations, charities, stuff like
Mhm.
that you can get more information on or donate
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
And oh, we should probably mention that we have a discount code.
We
Like
do have
we
a
do have a
discount
discount
code.
code. So if you
Yes.
love this stuff, you can use the
Yes.
code LOVE20 during
Yes.
launch week to get this. And of course, if you
Hmm.
watch this after launch week,
Hmm.
there's probably a discount code out there for you. You can find it.
Yes,
Um,
definitely.
but yeah, so during launch week, we are doing LOVE20 for 20% off of all of these things. And yeah, I'm
Yeah,
super
especially that
excited
big
about it.
package. I think that's like where it's going to be
Yeah.
utilized the most is that you get everything and you're getting a bigger discount because it's a percentage.
Yes. And when she says you're getting everything, if you have not looked at this in the shop yet, you're getting the planner, the guide, the sticker, and the journal. And when we say the journal, we mean this one, the
Yes.
original rainbow one. So you can get
Yes.
like that mega bundle where it's all in one at a discounted
Mhm.
price. And oh, it's just I'm
I know.
excited.
It's gonna be so great.
I'm
Yeah, and
excited.
honestly, you could get more than one of these journals.
Oh yeah.
You can get
Oh
this one and another one, or you can buy one for a friend. I know
yes.
that right now Pride Month is all about, I kind of think people should more exchange gifts during Pride because I think it's like you should be just kind of showing each other love and,
Yeah.
I don't know, like it should just be about that. And I think that could be a great way for you to show someone that you were thinking of them.
Yeah. Oh, I love this collection.
Yes, the
I
collection's so
just love
good.
it. Love it,
I
love
know.
it.
I'm really excited to see what everyone thinks. I mean, it is just so polar opposite than almost what we did before.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, just looking at it, you can see how different it is. Oh,
hmm.
I just love it. And I am excited to see what we do next
Yes. I
because
mean, I have a
we're
million
gonna do
ideas.
great
I
stuff.
mean, I have
Oh,
a million ideas. You know I do.
yeah.
You know I do. Because I've got just like I want a journal that kind of looks like maybe a hobbit had it for a long time and it looks a
Oh,
little worn on the edges
mm-hmm,
and it has
mm-hmm.
like it has that like bunch of pages stuck on the side. Like the tabs aren't
Oh,
cute. They're like
yeah.
little stick-it notes that look like a
Ooh.
traveler's guide. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying?
Yep. We're gonna
And then
have
I have
another
like
design
this.
session.
Yeah, oh yes, definitely. Oh, and then I have like a sci-fi kind of one where it looks like more digital, like it's almost like the pages look like they're lit up in a weird way. And we're gonna use
Ooh,
the black
okay.
pages. Like I want
Uh-huh.
like the black pages because you've been obsessed with the black pages
I'm
lately.
loving the black pages right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they're fun. And the
They
colors
are fun.
pop. The colors
You
pop.
almost convinced me. You almost convinced me for the first launch to do the black pages. You almost convinced me. And I was like, maybe not for the first launch. I think I want to save that for the sci-fi one that we do.
And hey,
Mm,
if you get one of these planners and you love it and you want to try out black pages, reach out and we can come up
yeah,
with a page insert bundle to go along with it. That would be
totally.
awesome. I have
That's
a
so easy to
feeling
do.
like the people who buy like the regular planner that looks like this spiral,
Mm,
there's like the year-long version. I have a feeling someone's going to come to me and be like, "Hey, can I have an insert bundle that's black pages?" I just know it's going to happen. And
yeah.
that person may be me. I don't know because that person may be me because
Well, we
I just
talked
want
about
to
how you just started making stuff for yourself. You
I
made stuff. You're just
know.
making stuff for yourself.
It's like I can't help it. Like it's just so much fun.
It
But
is so much
yeah, that
fun.
person might be me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be me.
She like
So
buys it on her own shop. Like
I
she
know
goes,
it could happen. So if you'd like to see another journal too, like in
Mhm.
a different flag or
Yeah, yeah,
in a different, representation somehow with this, let us know. We can make that
yeah.
happen.
Yeah, we
Totally
just did a
doable.
few of the sexualities, so we could if you have
Hmm.
something else in mind, you just let us know and we can make it happen for sure.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I'm so excited. It's coming up so quick. I feel like it was like we talked about it and we're like, okay, then we'll meet up, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
We even had a meeting last week and I still feel like it came really fast.
Oh, so fast.
Yeah, but you got so much done in that time, I feel like too, though.
It's it blew my mind, honestly. I think it was just the excitement of
Yeah.
like doing it because when we first started talking about it, I just kept like seeing parts of it in my head and like, the shower where places like it's like the imagination place.
No, I'm
Like
nowhere near my
ideas
computer right
just,
now. Thanks.
it's like so it's like the trick is remembering those ideas once you get out of the shower. But
Right,
like
right.
that rainbow gradient spiral, I was like, that's what we have to do. So
Yeah.
it just I
I'm
think it
actually
was
happy
like
that you
the
wanted to switch it
excitement.
up to a spiral. I'm
Yeah.
actually happy you wanted to switch it to a spiral because I was kind of like, oh, are we just going to do the same like thing? And then I was like, well, I don't know. Maybe we'll just make it fun. Like, I know she'll change the colors, but then like you totally blew me away. Like, you
Oh,
totally blew it
well,
away.
good.
Like, yeah, you totally
I'm glad.
changed up the
I
game
I
and
was
made
like,
it
I
look so
hope
fun.
she loves it. I was like,
Yes.
I think I had that idea maybe like the day before our meeting where we were going to talk about, okay, what are we going to launch with this? And I was like,
Mhm.
before our meeting, I was like in the compute in here in the office. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this so I can show her this, and like I hope she loves it. And I was so excited about it. I like took a picture and like shared it with my PR team. Like, this is what I'm going to show her. I hope she loves it. What do you guys think? And like Mandy was immediately like, I have to have it. Like, it's all there's, I have to have it. And she's like, if she doesn't
Joke's on
like it, I
me.
do, So I knew it was gonna be a winner. I'm loving it. So I'm
Yeah.
so glad that
No,
you
I think
loved
it
it.
really, everyone that I've shown is just like, wow, Vic, like that's really cool. And I was like, yeah, 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 yeah,
It's
yeah. All
fun.
right. Well, like we said, love 20 if you want to get your discount for just the week of launch. There are some other affiliate codes that will be going on year round.
Mhm.
For if anyone knows anyone in the PR team, please reach out.
Yep.
Um, maybe we can have some links listed below as well for them.
Oh yeah.
Um, but our next little segment, we're going to transition to because we're trying to kind of turn this into like a full podcast. Like
So let us know
we're
what you guys
trying to see
think.
how it goes.
Yeah, if you guys want to see more of our weirdness,
Yeah.
like let us know because we're thinking about turning it like full blown
Hmm.
Victoria's podcast. So like let us know what you think. I mean,
Hmm.
don't
Yeah,
don't be
because
mean.
I feel like
Like,
I also kind of take you out of your shell a little bit. I don't know if you feel this
yeah,
way, but because you
yeah.
are so animated in your videos, but I do think that you
It's
have
different when
like,
you have someone actually there to talk
yeah,
to. It's
Yeah,
like,
100%.
like when
100%.
my
It's
sister
weird talking to
shows up.
yourself.
Oh no, like
No,
when my
talking to
sister
yourself
or
is
my niece
weird.
shows up, that's one thing. But like when it's just
Right.
me and it's like, am I weird for laughing at my own jokes? You know? It's
No,
like, but
no,
it's
because I'm laughing with you when I'm watching it. And honestly, the video with your sister was also so good. So I
oh yeah,
really thought that that really, and I think other people agree that like that was also a really good video because you were
it's
just more like
fun.
so much more yourself, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. It's different. Like, because when you're like talking to someone, then, and I'm weird. So, but like everyone knows that I'm weird at this point and they like my weirdness. I've had people like, I think the weirdest thing for me and also the most fun part of the YouTube channel is when
Mhm.
people quote myself back to me. Like the weird
Uh-huh.
things that I say in the
Yeah,
videos and they
yeah,
like comment with those quotes. It's
yeah,
hilarious. Like I had
yes,
someone, you mentioned that video with my sister.
yeah,
We did that like journal page together, and I had someone comment on it yesterday. I need to respond to them because I got so excited about it, but then I was like doing something else.
yeah.
It's like when you see a text message, you're like, oh, it's great.
Oh,
And then you get
yeah.
distracted, you're like, oh, sparkles. And then you forget you didn't respond. Like that's what I did. So I know I need to go and like actually
Yes,
respond to her because I was
yes,
so blown away. She's like, your personality is everything. And I'm like, oh, you like
yes.
my weirdness. Yay.
Yes. No, and that's why like I feel like I've been trying to change the idea of what things should be. I want people to be more highlighted and celebrated for their uniqueness
Yeah,
and
you
their
don't have to be like professional to like,
no.
just because you have a business doesn't mean you have to be like professional in a box
I have
one
to talk.
way,
I have to talk like this. And
no.
shut up, phone. I don't need to talk like I'm this person who's, I don't want to sound like a real estate agent. I want to sound like me.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like someone who's trying to sell you some shit. I want to just talk like I would talk to you like you were my friend.
Yeah.
And I feel like that relatability or that like even just the small little things you would say to yourself is kind of like, oh, I would have said that to
Yeah.
myself. So that's what also like it's like you're making it okay to be yourself. And that's like
Yeah,
what I
just be
stand for
you. You do
100%.
you. Yeah.
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 Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
Okay, so
okay.
tell me, what are you reading this week? Because, oh, if you guys don't already know, which I'm sure if you're on Tori's Instagram, you know that she's into reading, and I am
All the
also
time.
a huge book nerd. So,
All
if
the
you
time.
cannot tell with my bookcase in the back, and this is just the one that's in the office.
Yeah, I've got in that room, there's like four shelves of the actual, paperbacks, hardbacks, like
Hmm.
on my Kindle. Like, how many do I have on here? Like, this is why I switched to Kindle. I was like, for the longest time, I'm like, but a book, it smells so good. This is not the
Yes.
same, But then it was like,
Yes.
they eventually start to overrun the house, and you don't want to get rid of them
Yes.
because you love
No,
them, and you
no,
might
you
read
can't get
them
rid of
one
them.
day. You might
Yes.
read them for the fifth time. That's happened.
Yes.
But
Yes.
once you
Yes.
start like getting more and
I'm
more,
about to start
this is
reading Dune
great.
again for the third time. Oh God, yeah, that makes it so much easier.
So much easier. I can read this in bed. I don't need a
Yep.
light because,
Mm-hmm.
I can put this thing on dark mode so it's not as bright,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I can read it anywhere. I can sit outside. Well, I mean, I can do that with a
Mm-hmm.
book now, but you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you just
Yeah.
take it anywhere and it's light.
So
Okay.
are you still reading?
I'm currently reading this. I was reading the Vicious Lost Boys with Mandy. We were going to read that together, but she started reading like faster than me and I couldn't keep up. So she moved on to a series that I've already read that I'm like I told her I was like I have to get you addicted to the Royals of Forsyth. So oh gosh, words are hard. You know what I'm saying. I had to get her
Yes,
to
yes,
that
yes.
series. And so she's reading that now, but this is Forgery by Tate James. It is the
Hmm.
second in this series. And if you have not read her books yet,
Okay, yeah,
like
I need to. No, I
what
need
are
to.
you
Yeah.
waiting for? Like start at
Yeah.
the very, very beginning because there's so much like character overlap because this
Oh,
is
okay.
like a spin-off from another series, which was a spin-off from another series, which
Mm-hmm.
spun off from another series. And like you
Oh,
just gotta read them
wow.
all. Just get them all. And it's on Kindle Unlimited. So I mean,
Oh,
game
good.
changer,
Even
Kindle
better.
Unlimited. If you do not have
Do
that,
you do that through your Amazon? Like you just do it through your Amazon Prime?
yeah. So the with Kindle Unlimited, it's like I think it's like $10 a month. And
Uh-huh.
if like a huge selection of books are on Unlimited, so you can get they've upped the number of Like you can, it's essentially like you check out the books and you can do like
Hmm.
20 at a time. And once you
Hmm.
can, once you fill that up, you can like swap it out for another one. And
Okay.
so if you read like 30 books in a month,
Yeah, it's worth it.
$10 a month is worth
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
like I read a lot. And so a
I think
majority
even
of my
like
books are
four
on
or
Kindle
five books a
Unlimited.
month would be worth it. Cause I mean, even this book was like 12, $13.
See,
So,
I mean, because there's some Kindle books, if you buy them straight out, even with a Kindle book, it may cost you $10, you know?
oh yeah. So you might as well
So
just have the subscription.
yeah, I mean, so
Yeah.
I think all of her books are on there. So great series, great
And you
author.
can do
Like,
that on
come
your
on.
phone too. They have the Kindle
Yes.
reading app on your phone too.
Yeah,
So
you
you
can
don't
do it
even
on your
need the little
phone, you can do it
tablet.
on your iPad. And like with this, I highlight stuff as I read, and
Oh,
that's what I put in
cute.
my book journal.
Nice.
And so I
Yeah.
just export those and then I can add them to my journal and it looks fantastic.
Beautiful. Well, I am reading If We Were All Villains
Oh,
by ML Rio. It is kind of a it's like a play on Romeo and Juliet, kind of like Shakespeare's plays. So it's a group of
oh.
like high school students or like they're like English, so they're like in secondary school or whatever. So
Mhm.
it's like not high school, but it's not college. It's like in
Yeah, that whole system,
between.
I cannot wrap my head around that
Yeah, I
system.
don't know. I mean, it's just like here we have an intermediate school in our neighborhood because like
Yeah,
there just wasn't enough. Like it's like fourth and fifth grade.
yeah.
I'm like, what? Like I don't like isn't that just elementary school? Like I'm confused, but they have that instead of the middle school because I guess at one point it was all middle school was like fourth through eighth grade, but then they couldn't have fourth graders with eighth graders and I don't know. I was like, whatever, but they definitely have a weird system, but they
Yeah.
are in that middle age and they're all trying to be like actors and they're
Oh,
right. I mean, I'm only like a little bit in and they're just talking about their school project of what plays they got to memorize and do scenes from.
yeah.
And they're all kind of like it's one big group of friends and it seems like there's a few different love triangles slash people
Oh,
dating, and I'm sure it's gonna change like three or four times throughout the
yeah.
book. Um, but yeah, I have like had no time to even get into it, but yeah, it's been really good. I'm really excited about it.
And we'll
I'm really
include
excited.
links for both of these. So in the
Yes,
thing.
yes.
Now,
Yeah,
is this the
this was suggested to me from my friend who has like a uh an Instabook like channel. I don't know. She has like a little
Oh, yeah, yeah.
like an Instagram, but she does like book
Stuff. Yeah.
reviews.
Was it
Yeah.
Bookstagram? Bookstagram,
Yeah,
right?
Bookstagram is I'm
Bookstagram?
like, I
Yeah.
don't know the lingo.
Really,
I
what's
was like, is
what's
that
the
the
word?
lingo?
I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You're the one who's doing all the book stuff with your little planners and stuff.
Oh my
So do
gosh,
you
I
just
love it.
take your regular planners and just make them a book planner, or do you
Well,
have a
I
specific
the
book
one that I'm
planner?
using right now is my book journal. I'm using the DIY book journal. I think I still have it
Okay.
open. I
Hmm.
That was another one of those things where I created that for me because I wanted it. Um, so because I created like a book journal because I use Goodreads on
Right, right, right,
online
right.
on
Where
my phone to like
that just
track it.
categorizes what you've
Yeah,
read,
and
right?
some Kindles will. Oh gosh, mine's a little roughed up, isn't it? All the holding, like it's all scuffed up.
Yeah.
Some Kindles will connect to Goodreads, like this one, the Oasis connects.
Oh,
So like when you start reading a book, it logs it automatically on Goodreads, which is great.
nice.
But I wanted something that was more like visual that I could see
Hmm.
because, I mean, yes, you
Yeah,
can see
visual
Goodreads,
person. Yeah, 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 yeah.
if you can look, but I
100%.
wanted something more visual. So I'm going to share what mine looks like right now because I have this
Yes.
like goal for June that I want to do. Oh, that is not what I meant to do. I have this goal for June that I want to do. Like I want to stay on top of my book journaling because
Hmm.
it's such a bad habit of like keeping up with my monthly page and then not really like doing the daily, like not the daily,
Oh,
but
okay.
like
Okay.
the actual like journal pages. So this
Hmm.
is the one that I'm using right now. And this is my June so far, but I haven't added this book. I need to add this book. But
Oh my
it's
God,
just
you're
like
finishing books in days? Like you're finishing books in a day?
okay, like these books, that series, they were shorter books, but they
Okay.
were like
Like you crazy
fantastic.
woman.
I know.
Yeah.
My sister has seen my book journal and she's like, "How like what? Like how are you fitting these in?" Like some of
Yeah.
these, they're like 200 pages long, but some of
Oh,
them,
okay.
like the
Okay.
longest
Yeah.
one I read was like well over 1,000 pages. So that one took long.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
But I,
this one's like almost 340. I'm like only like 50 pages in.
well, my goal for June is that I wanted to like do the book journal page before I move
Mm,
on to another book, which is really hard because like if I finish a book in the morning, by the time I go to bed, I've started another book. Like I can't, like my
right.
husband has learned that if I don't have my Kindle, I turn into a bitch. That's just
Mm,
like if I
yeah.
don't like
Okay.
if I've
I
gone
get
too
that.
long without reading, it's not pleasant for anyone. Okay.
Yeah,
So like
we
that's
need to sit
just,
down and read
you know,
moment. That's like your
so
little therapy. I like it.
yeah, it is. It really is. So here I've done these so far. This, oh, look how pretty that is.
Ooh, that
Like,
looks so good.
look at this.
Yeah.
I just love these. Like, I am having so much fun. I've still got to do this one, but I'm having so much fun. I've been trying to, like I said, keep up. So, like, the ones
Hmm.
I've done in the past few days have
Hmm.
been so good. So
That
good.
is so good. I know. Have
And
you thought
it's
about
just
starting a whole
fun.
new Instagram for just your book reviews?
Maybe.
I think you should. You
Maybe I
already have the
should.
pages made.
Do what?
You already have the pages made.
Yeah, I mean, I could. I mean, it's just there.
It's,
Oh my gosh, it's just so much fun. And I
yeah.
just love it. But like I have so many in here where like I've just done like my Kindle exports and
Hmm.
because I have like this section here that's like my Kindle exports and
Yeah, I see that.
if I haven't
And that's,
done them, I just stick
yeah,
them there because I like, I just email them to myself and I just insert the pages. So these are the ones
I
that I
see.
still need to do journal pages for.
I see.
It's
So it's
just
like a way that they're like at least in the document,
they're
but
at least
not
in
cute
here.
yet.
They're
Yeah.
not pretty yet, but they're here. And sometimes that it's like more quotes than others.
Hmm.
Sometimes
Hmm.
there's like ones where the page moves so slow because I have so many. Like
Yes.
like this one, like it moves
Yes.
so
I
slow.
actually really want to read that book. I want to read that book so bad.
There's 3 pages for this one. I just can't help
Yes.
it. But I just get behind on these. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm like, my goal for June is to stay on top of it. So that's what
Hmm.
I want to do. That's my goal. So we'll,
Hmm.
we'll
Good.
see how that goes. So far, so good
Hmm.
because I have like one that I haven't done. So I mean, that feels good.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think I'll be done with this book today because I'm I don't know how much more I'm gonna work today. I'm just so tired.
Yeah, no, I get you,
So I'll
girl. I
probably
get
just
you. I
read
know
more
I'm
of
the
this.
same way. I actually have this weekend off. I do have, well, I say that, but I still have like a site visit to do tomorrow. But today we're going to be going to a pool party and just relaxing. And like it just rained, which kind of sucks, but I think it's going to be cleared up for the rest of the day, but it won't be too hot, which will be nice.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I'm not going to be doing anything today. And then next weekend, I guess it's a holiday weekend next weekend. Is it Juneteenth, right? Is that what we got now is Juneteenth?
Yeah, is that next week? Man,
I
all
don't
my
know.
days are running together. It's crazy because I've got so many deadlines that it's like I have to keep looking at my calendar in Notion to keep up with anything because there's so
Hmm.
much going on. So
Hmm.
I was like, oh, are we that far into the month already? Good grief.
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
we really are. We really, really are.
I feel like
All
this
right. Well,
month
I'm
is going by
gonna
so
move.
fast.
Yeah, for
Oh,
real. Always so fast. I mean, I feel
so
like it's
fast.
always like that because I get so excited about just weddings that are coming up and I just kind
Yeah.
of I don't know, man. I just kind of I don't know, I just get always so excited. I just get excited mixed with like, oh shit, I got so much to do. And then it's
Oh,
like, oh,
yeah.
well, I don't really have that much to do. I don't know. I always get like a little nervous leading up to a wedding. Like I always just get a little nervous. And
Yeah.
then but then as soon as it's happening, like once I'm there, I'm like, oh yeah, what was I so nervous about?
Yeah. And like, oh, I just totally got this. I got this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. But oh my goodness, this has been so fun. Have you had a good
So
time? I
fun.
feel like how long have we been going for?
I don't know. I feel like I debated on if I should even upgrade Zoom and thinking maybe Zoom needed to cut us off because we can go for hours.
I
But then I was
know,
like,
for real.
no, we need to we just need to let it go. Just go with it. And I
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
fun. It's always fun. So
Yes, it's
I
so
think
good.
people
I
will
mean, and
like
that's
this
why
and want to see more.
Well,
So
yes, please let
yeah.
us know. Let us know. Like I said, two Victorias. We might be starting our own channel. We'll see if we could schedule us to do a few more of these.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to start a whole new channel and never post again. You know what I mean? I feel like we need to get a few underneath our belt and get more comfortable doing it too,
Yeah.
right? Like get because right now we're kind of just like highlighting something we know and we're good with,
Mhm.
but this was definitely probably a longer episode, but that's
Yeah.
okay.
That's
I'm okay with
okay.
it. I think,
That's
yeah,
okay.
we could put little timestamps too, and if people
Yeah.
want to just see the planner or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we
This
did a
was
good
fun.
job.
I think we did
I know,
good.
I think we
This,
did a good job.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Slow clap for us. Yes. Oh goodness,
Oh,
man. I
okay.
I I have so many ideas. I feel like I have so many. I feel like we could talk for hours. I'm like,
Oh,
wait,
and
we
we
can't talk
usually
about that
do.
yet. Yeah, we should.
Like every time we have a meeting, it's like 3 hours long.
And we're like, oops, I guess maybe I'll just set aside a whole afternoon then next time.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like when we
Yeah,
say
it's 11
recording
o'clock.
day, we mean recording day.
Yeah,
Like,
it's 11 o'clock right
how did
now.
that happen? Like, what? Okay, I think it's time to switch out the coffee for a mimosa.
Yes,
That's,
yes. I'm
and
about to
then
go get some whiskey
yeah,
for sure.
I've got to get back into designing the goodies for quarter 3. So
Ooh,
excited about
that's
that.
exciting.
So I think I'll swap out my coffee for a mimosa and get back into design.
I thought you said you weren't going to work anymore
I
today.
have to, at least until the hubby gets home from work. I think
Oh,
when
okay.
he gets home from work, we'll do like lunch break and I possibly will take a nap because I'm
Mm,
tired.
yes.
Because like we had the kids from oh gosh, from like Saturday to Tuesday or Sunday to
Hmm.
Tuesday. And
Hmm.
then we had them again yesterday.
Oh,
And
yeah. You
they
said they
were,
were going to be in town
yeah,
for a
they
little
were
bit.
my little helpers, like with the whole office remodel. And
Hmm.
I think I scared them because I'm very particular about things. And they're like, if I drop something, you'll kill me. And I'm like, no, not really. But
No, I won't
like,
really kill you.
not really. Just listen to everything I say and do it exactly how I say it. Like I found
And
out
they're like,
afterwards, like Joseph
okay.
texted my sister, like his mom, and it's like, should I help her with this? Because if I drop something, I'm like, how bad am I that you're texting your mother behind her back about whether or not you should help me?
No, they were probably just wanting to make sure. They probably just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
didn't want to ruin anything. They didn't want to mess anything up.
But it's been a long week. So I will
Yeah.
probably work until he gets home and then
Yeah.
maybe not work anymore the rest of the day. Maybe just play in my book journal and read and
Hmm.
create planner spreads for this launch. And because that'll
Hmm.
be fun. And maybe that's all for today. And I'll just get back into it tomorrow.
All right. Well, I don't want to keep you any longer because I feel like I already can take up so much of your time.
It's always fun
And
though.
oh, it's always so fun. And
Always
I'm
so
excited
fun.
for the future too, because I feel like it's something that we could really, maybe we could get sponsors or we could start getting
Ooh,
people, maybe to review some stuff. I
yeah.
kind of feel like we could totally do that. If we get people that want to be like, hey, will you review, my planner or my new collection on your podcast? I think we could totally turn this into something that can not only be beneficial for our viewers, but then also like beneficial for some creators. And, we're really big promoters of like self-employment and small
Hmm.
business and,
Hmm.
pushing those things kind of forward. So,
Yeah. I like it. I like it.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Well, I guess that's a wrap then.
I guess so.
And
I
we
guess
will
so.
see you guys in the next video.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.